Hi all, my name is Jack Edwards. Welcome to part 1 of the Workspace Organics Modeling course for TrueSpace. The goal of this video training course is to cover a workflow for organic modeling using the new Workspace tools, and to help demonstrate the use of TrueSpace within the context of a possible real-world project. Because of the scope and depth of the material covered, we decided to divide the course up into 3 parts, each approximately 90 minutes in length, and to release each part as it is completed. When all 3 parts are completed, the course will total 4.5 hours of intensive video training. In part 1 of the 3-part course, we'll be covering project workflows starting with concept, setting up your workspace, navigation basics, using the link editor as a scene manager, and then get deep into polygon modeling. Towards the end of Chapter 4, I will also introduce and go over the basics of subdivision surface modeling. Now before we get started, please note that I will have to work at a fairly quick pace so as to get as much content in as possible, and some sections will be time compressed to reduce their running length. However, just watching me model isn't going to help you improve your skills. So to get the most out of this training video, I strongly recommend that you work the project along with me and that you pause the video after each step or series of steps, rewind and replay if necessary so that you can follow along in TrueSpace. Also, don't forget that I'm available in the Calgary community forums most days. You can get to the forums by clicking on the forums button on the front page of the Calgary website. If you have any questions or get stuck anywhere in the video, feel free to post a question or private message me. With that out of the way, let's get started on Chapter 1, discussing concept sketching and setting up our workspace. For the topic of this training video, I have selected to do a fantasy-style fish loosely based on the deep-sea viperfish and anglerfish. To get reference material for this project, I searched the web for photos of these deep-sea fish. One of the best tools for helping the 3D artist find reference materials is Google Images. To access this, load up Google in your web browser and click where it says Images. Type viperfish in the Google toolbar. You can see right away that several of these images would be useful to our project. Let's also try anglerfish. Judging from these pictures, I think I would not want to meet one of these in real life. Once reference material is collected, it's important to sketch out the concept for what we're going to model. To do this, I use a Wacom Intuos tablet and the free software GIMP. A lot of people first starting out argue that a mouse is good enough for doing concept and texture painting. Trust me, do yourself a favor and get a nice Wacom tablet. There's just no comparison. If, like me, 2D drawing isn't your strongest point, put layers and your understanding of volume and shapes to work for you instead. One approach is to use a large soft brush and the eraser tool to paint out the volume or profile of the shape, and then use layers to add refinement and detail. Layers are the key though. In my example here, you can see that I used the first layer to rough out the shape, then created new layers to better define the shapes and bring out the detail. Depending on the complexity of the object, once the concept is completed, it can be very important to make orthographic views to use in your modeling viewport. For example, front, side, and top views. Fortunately for us, a fish, being symmetrical, is fairly easy to concept as an orthographic, so we're all set and ready to bring the image into TrueSpace. I've included a copy of this image file with the course called Viperfish Concept 800x600.png. Also, don't forget to save out your work, both as a layered format like XCF in case you need to make changes later, and as a lossless raster format like PNG for loading into TrueSpace.